This is part one. Good evening, world. This is Avon Mayer here again. This is going to be another video. This is going to be another read along of another continuation read along of my Lord of the Rings series. I am now on chapter 6, which is the Old Forest. So Frodo and them are now journeying through the Old Forest, right? Fredegar recommended they don't take that path, as they're better off being spotted by the Black Riders and taking that path. But for them, they want to keep the Black Riders off their tail, so they end up taking a path through the Old Forest. But Fredegar warned them that it's a dangerous path through the forest, obviously. And when they go a journey through the Old Forest, that's where they meet Tom Bombadil. Tom Bombadil is a very interesting character. He is the one character who he's cut out in the movie. He's not in the movie, but Tom Bombadil is the one character who is not affected by the ring. Obviously, he doesn't care about the ring. He's unaffected by the ring. And he sings all these songs. And he has a hot wife like Goldberry or something like that. Is it his daughter? I don't remember. It's either his daughter or his wife. He has a hot wife or daughter, and her name is Goldberry. That's all I remember. Obviously, right. So I do remember a few things. Obviously, you got Tom Bombadil, obviously. And after Tom Bombadil, Frodo and them, I believe, go to Bree. It's a chapter or two after that. And that's where they meet Aragorn and they meet the manager at the inn and all that stuff. You're looking at a very interesting read along for that. And stay tuned for my Suing the Sharks video world. I'll make sure I have my stepbrother's laptop so I can show, because I want to show you pictures. I like to show pictures. I like to show you guys pictures for those videos. For that video I'm gonna make, I want to have my brother's laptop so I can show you guys pictures and that kind of stuff. I'll babble on for a good, hour, talk about interesting topics, Skype source, all that stuff as usual. And then for the remaining 30 minutes, I'll talk about the deal. For the documentary, I'm going to have the documentary do something, the deal. Because not only will the actors sign contracts and crewmen, me and my wife are also going to sign contracts for our movie too, obviously. So the actors sign their contracts for the movie, obviously. Ivan and Victoria Justice will be signing we'll be signing our contract with Amazon. So it's kind of cool. Me and my wife will also be signing a contract with Amazon because we take 60% of the profits. Amazon takes 40% of the profits. That's how it works. 40% of, not net profits, 40% of the gross profits. Obviously, never do a deal with net profits. No, they take 40% of the profit. I don't know. The deal is that you take 40, you take 40% of all the profits. Skysers takes 60% of all the profits. So not only are those actors signing a contract for the movie, me and my wife are also signing contracts. We're both gonna have to sign the contract. Obviously, me and my wife are both gonna have to sign it because we're business partners. We're both gonna have to sign a contract with Amazon. So me and my wife are also signing contracts for the movie too, for our money too. Obviously, you have the 60-40. 60% of the profits and 40% of the profits sign the contract with Amazon. And those actors are going to sign the contracts, sign the multi-millionaire contracts for the movie too. So both me, my wife, and the actors are all signing contracts. And that's all going to be in the documentary, obviously. You're looking at a very interesting video there. I'm going to talk about swimming with the sharks. I'm also going to talk about the Hollywood actors, how none of them are worth a piece of United royalties. And how there's no such thing as back-end deals for my company. Everything is front-end. The only back-end deal is the re-release of the movies. That's the only back-end deal the actors are getting. I'll pay the major actors a $250,000 royalty check. I could easily pay them like $1 million check, but $1 million check for re-release, they're ripping you off, man. Like, they're not worth $1 million for a re-release. Hence why $250K is good enough. I thought of giving them more. I thought of giving the major actors like $1 million or $5,000. But the moment you do that, they're ripping you off. As for a re-release, they're not worth $1 million. Pay them a nice $250,000, which is like $100,000, which is nice for a re-release. So in exchange for me re-releasing the movie, you get a $250,000 royalty check in the bank every time I re-release the movies, obviously, which is a nice paycheck. And the minor ones get $50,000, which is a nice paycheck for a minor role. $50,000 after taxes, you're still walking away like a $20,000 check. A $20,000 check is nice for a nice check in the bank for a re-release. As most actors in Hollywood don't even get royalties for re-releases, they get a one-time flat fee for the movie, and they don't even get a piece of the royalties for the re-releases. Whereas me, I'm willing to pay you a royalty check for all the re-releases, which is nice. a nice $250,000 royalty check, which is nice, obviously. I could easily pay them $1 million if I want to, but if I do, the one way you do after ripping you off as $1 million for release, you're being way too generous. No, $250,000 is good enough, as that's how much those actors in Lord of the Rings got. Those actors in Lord of the Rings got $250,000 for the whole movie, and I'm paying you $250,000 for a royalty check, which is fucking nice. Get a nice car for yourself, go on a nice vacation, get nice clothes for yourself. It's a nice $100,000 after taxes and the rates is a nice paycheck. And your agent, it's a nice paycheck. $100,000 is a nice paycheck, man. For a re-release, for just re-releasing a movie, you get $100,000 check on the bank. It's a nice paycheck. There's no such thing as back end profits. There's no such thing as back end deals for my company. I'm telling you, Hollywood actors in advance. I'm giving you guys a heads up. You guys, all you Hollywood actors who are watching, I'm giving you a heads up. None of you guys are getting a piece of me Moist Rollers. I'm gonna be very strict on that. Amazon's already taking 40% of the pie. I'm not gonna give you 1%, 0.5%. If I gave them 0.5%, that's like $70 million. That's like 70, 65, 60 million bucks the actors would get. And no way am I gonna give you fucking $60 when I'm paying you. If I'm already paying you 30 million, 40 million, I'm not gonna give you an extra $60. No, $60 million. No way, man. You're not getting a piece of Moist Rollers, as Amazon's already taking a big chunk of the pie. The fact that Amazon's taking a good chunk, 40% is a big chunk of the pie. They're taking a big chunk of the pie. I'm not going to give you 1%. The actors are going to try and get 1% max. They're not going to try and get like 5% or something, no. But they're going to try and get 0.1, 0.2, 0.3 to even 1% of the roles. They're going to try and get like that. They're going to try and get like 0.4, 0.5% because they know that's a good like 40 to like 60 million bucks. If they get 0.4% of that pie, that's like $40 million extra you made, which is nice. It's a nice paycheck. And so they want a piece of that pie, obviously. That's why I'm going to be very strict. Look, you're not getting a piece of the royalties. Their agents can try and be as convincing as they can. Hey, he's a big actor. You should give him a role to look, man. You may be a big actor in Hollywood. You may be the main show in Hollywood. When you're in my movie, you're no longer the main show. As the only reason why the whole world is buying the 4K Blu-ray movies and posters is because what? Is because of Ivan Weeders. They're not buying the 4K Blu-ray movies and posters because of you. Yeah, you build more buzz, hence why you're worth millions, but you're not worth taking a piece of the world. So I'm going to keep saying that. I'm going to be very, very strict with these Hollywood actors. Nobody is getting a piece of my royalties. I'm going to be very strict. I'm greedy, but I'm not cheap. I'm willing to pay you an unheard amount of money, millions of dollars, but I'm not going to pay you millions of dollars and also give you like 0.3% of royalties. No fucking way. And Amazon's taking 40%. No way. No one in Hollywood is getting a piece of me Moist Rollers. They're not worth it, man. That's my. And I told you these actors get angry. So there's a good chance the actors won't get angry because I save their ass and I'm paying them an unheard amount of money. But if the actors gets angry, I'm gonna look, man. If you're angry, if you're not happy with 38, if you're not happy with, I'm gonna tell those big A-list actors. If you're not happy with 38 million, 39 million, 40 million, 44, 42, 43, 41 million dollars, if that's not good enough for you, if you're not happy with getting paid $38 million, getting spoiled on a limo and all that stuff, $3,400 gas card. If you're not happy with that money, you're more than welcome to abandon the project and I can cast someone else. Go back to the Hollywood system, going back to being a dirty slave. Yeah, you'll make a lot of money, but you go back. If you want to go back to Hollywood and be a dirty slave, go right ahead. As what? As you're now missing out, obviously. Hence why I put those actors in the pickle, obviously. Either you accept my deal, which is a good enough deal, $38 million to $38 million, as all the big A-listers who are worth $200+ million. I'm willing to pay them $38 to even $50 million. The only way I'll ever pay an actor $50 million is if I'm casting one big actor. If I'm casting one big actor who's worth $200 million plus, you can even pay him a $20 million bonus and pay him $30 million to start production. If I'm only casting one big actor who's worth like $200 million. But if I'm casting let's say if I'm casting two actors who are worth $200+ million and one actor who's worth like, I don't know, between that $70 to $100 million, you have to balance your cap. You have to be careful, obviously. So what I'll do for the big A-listers is I'm going to have to balance the amount of people you can have. The max big A-listers I can have is 3. I can't have any more than 3 because they're going to cost me a lot of money, man. You have to watch it for your budget, obviously. And the max amount of small A-listers I'll have is like 4 to 5. Don't cast any more than 4 small A-listers. And everyone else, you balance it with B-list actors because B-list actors are cheaper. B-list actor would gladly do a movie for you for 2.5, 2.7 million, which is a lot of money for a B-list actor. Whereas the A-list actors are the actors who really cost you a lot of money. Smaller A-listers are costing you 9+ million, 9 to 15 million, 15.9 million. It depends on who the actor is, obviously, and how your budget. Most of them, I'm gonna pay that 9-10 million range because you have to watch out for your budget. You gotta watch out for your cap. Obviously, so if I'm casting 3 big A-listers and 2 of them are worth 200 million plus, those guys I'll pay that 38 million range to 40 million. 44 million range is a bit more rare. Chances are I'm going to pay them that. One guy I'll pay like 38 million. The other guy I'll pay like 40 million. And then the other bigger A-lister, if he's worth like 70, 80, 90 million, that guy you pay like what? You pay like 25 million or something like that with a bonus. You pay him like 17 million, and you pay him like a $5 million bonus, 6-7 million bonus. So all the A-list actors get bonuses, but there's even within the bigger A-lister rankings, there's rankings obviously, right? So if the guy is worth under 100 million, if the guy is worth between that 70 to 100 million range, I'll pay him that 16 to 18 million range for my movie. And I'll pay him that 4 to like 7 million bonus, which is still fucking nice, obviously. The guy's worth like 70 million, 80 million, you pay him like a $5 million bonus, which is still a nice fucking paycheck, a multi-million dollar paycheck. And you pay him that 16 to 18 million range, which is nice. Start production, which is nice. So those guys you pay like 24, 25 million, which is a nice paycheck, obviously. Those bigger A-listers. The ones who are worth 100 to 200 million, like guys like Chris Hemsworth, for example. He's a perfect example. Guys like Russell Crowe, Chris Hemsworth, you know what I'm saying? Those guys are worth over 100 million, between 100 to 200 million. Those guys you pay that like 30, you pay them that 8 to 14 million dollar bonus range, and you pay them that 19 to 22 million dollar salary range. So if a guy like Chris Hemsworth is in my movie, I would pay him, I don't know, 20 million. Pay him 20 million, you can pay him a $14 million bonus. $14 million bonus before he starts production, you can pay him his 20 million, 21, 22 million. Most likely 20 million because you have to watch for the budget. Pay him that 20 million at start production, which is a nice fucking paycheck. That's like 17 million American. It's a nice paycheck. And you pay him his 8 to 14 million. Because Chris Hemsworth is big, I'd pay him like 14 million bonus, which is a nice paycheck in the bank, man. $14 million bonus, and you pay him his 20 million at start production, 21 million at start production, which is a nice fucking paycheck. And I told you, if these Hollywood actors are greedy and they want a piece of the rollies, I'm gonna be very strict. Look, man, you're not getting a piece of the rollies. What I'm paying you, the amount of money I'm paying you, is more than enough. I'm paying you an unheard amount of money. At the same time, I'm paying you fucking free money, which you're not gonna make anywhere else. No other company in this world is gonna pay these guys millions of dollars in free money. No fucking way. Except for Ivan O'Mara, because I'm a clean business person, obviously. So I'm gonna tell them, look, if you're not happy with the amount of money I'm paying you, you're more than welcome to abandon the project. I'll cast someone else. You're missing out. You won't be saved, obviously. You're gonna go if you want to go back to being the side attention, go back to being a dirty slave in Hollywood. You're more than welcome to go back to Hollywood. Yeah, you'll make your money, but you go back to being a dirty slave. If you don't want to get your freedom and make your clean millions, obviously your free millions, which is an amazing feeling having your freedom. You don't want to make these. If you don't want to agree to the millions of dollars I'm going to pay you, you're more than welcome to go back to Hollywood and be a dirty slave. At the same time, you won't be saved and you'll be left behind. Hence, why the actors are all going to accept my deal, obviously. Because even though the amount of money me and my wife is making is embarrassment of riches compared to, in other words, the amount of money me and my wife are making for our movies is an embarrassment of riches. Hence why these actors all want a piece of the pie, because they know me and my wife are going to make billions off our movies and posters, man. It's not fair that you and your wife are going to make billions off your posters. We want a piece of that pie. These actors are all going to want a piece of that pie, man. Hence why their agents are really going to what? They're really going to try and get a piece of the royalties, obviously. The agents are really going to try. The only way I would ever give the actors a piece of the royalties, if I release my movies online, because online I'm making like 90% of the royalties. Actually, no. Never will I ever give an actor a piece of the royalties. They're not worth it, man. They're just not worth it. But never mind. Forget what I said. But I'm just saying, no actor is ever getting a piece of me wife's royalties. I'm going to be very strict. Worst comes to worst, if they're very greedy, I'll take out my checkbook and I'll pay them more money. So let's say, for example, I don't know, if a guy like Keanu Reeves is in my movie but Keanu Reeves, I don't think he's that greedy of a person. I don't think he's no. He's all A-list actors are greedy, man. But like guys like Keanu Reeves and Will Smith would gladly do a movie for me for 30, 38, 39 million dollars. You get 38, 39, 40 million dollars. 38 to about 38 million, 39, 40 million dollars, which is nice. At the same time, you get perks. You stay at a nice hotel. You get to party it up on my yacht. You get to party up my condo. You get a limo driver taking you every day for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. Your hotel's paid for. You get your $3,400 gas card, which is nice. A year's worth of gas, more than a year's worth of gas. I sponsor you with all your training wear. I sponsor you with a nice gym if I'm doing an action movie, obviously. Whereas They're Unique, I don't. There's no training with the actors. They're Unique. They'll just be doing table reads. That's it. Obviously. So for They're Unique, the actors chosen for that movie, they'll be flown to Vancouver. They'll be staying in a hotel and they'll be doing the table reads with me and my wife for a good, I don't know, for like 6 months, whatever it is, before production starts. Whereas all my other movies that have action in it, like the Organization movie and Zane's, there's training for that. So for those movies, those actors get sponsored with training wear. They get sponsored at a state-of-the-art gym. That's why Sky Source Entertainment will be the best brand. I don't know. Should I call it Sky Source Entertainment or should I call it Sky Source Studios? No, I'm sticking to Sky Source Entertainment. Sky Source Entertainment sounds better than Sky Source Studios. Because even though my company is a studio, studios have their own, like most studios have their own filming lot and all that stuff. Whereas my company won't have a lot. My company is just a building for the special effects team, and a building where the 17 work, and everything else I just lease. I lease land, I lease cameras, all that stuff. That's why I like Sky Source Entertainment sounds better than Sky Source Studios. That's why I'm gonna call my company Sky Source Entertainment. And then on the logo, it's gonna say the Canadian Film Company. Listen, top notch, man. That's how top notch of a company me and my wife are gonna have. You're looking at an unheard of company. I told you on my stay tuned for my Swimming the Sharks video. You're looking at a very interesting video for that. Has no Hollywood actors as well, because it's not just Amazon who are sharks. The Hollywood actors and their agents are also, especially the big A-listers. The Hollywood actors and their agents are also sharks. Everyone. We live in a greedy world. Everyone wants to try to do their best to make as much money as they can in this world. I'm gonna keep saying this. There's a good chance, guys like Tom Hanks, Leonardo DiCaprio. There's a good chance Leonardo DiCaprio will be in my Western Gangster movie. I think he's good for that movie. I might have him chosen for that, but he'll be old by then, though. There's a good chance. So I don't know who I have chosen for that movie, but there's a good chance guys like Leonardo DiCaprio or someone like him is good for my Western Gangster movie. Because he did a movie called The Revenant. The Revenant, whatever. That was an amazing movie. There's a good chance he might be good for my Western Gangster movie. But that's like 24 years from now, man. It's a long time from now. And all those actors will be old. They'll be older, obviously. I don't know who I want to cast. You have to send your reels, guys. But I'm just saying, there's a good chance guys like Keanu Reeves, Will Smith, you know what I'm saying, Tom Hanks, Leonardo DiCaprio, Brad Pitt, Johnny Depp, those guys, you know what I'm saying? Because those guys are really, really big, guarantee their agents are going to try and get a piece of that pie, man. They're going to try and get a piece of the royalties. They're going to try and bargain for. They're even going to try and get 0.2%. Because 0.2% for my company is like $30 million, man. Like 26 million. 26 million bucks is 0.2. They're going to try even get 0.2% because they all want a piece of that pie. I'm going to be very strict. Look, you're not getting a piece of the royalties. I'm willing to pay you a rich salary and give you perks. $3,500 gas card, get your perks during pre-production as well as during production. You get your luxury buffet, you get fly my private jet. I'm willing to give you perks, but you're not. I'm willing to pay you your millions and give you perks, but I'm not giving you a piece of the royalties. You're not getting a piece of the royalties. Obviously. You're not getting a piece of the royalties. That's how it works, man. See what I'm saying? Right? As you get paid for what you're worth. There's a saying in this world, you get paid for what you're worth in this world. You get paid for what you're worth. That's how it works. You get paid for what you're worth in this world. There's no way in hell am I going to give three big A-list actors, I don't know, 0.5%. And instead of making 60%, I make what? I make like 58.5%. And a good, like, I don't know, 60 million went to the three, 60 million each went to three of those actors. No, man. And me and my wife lost $150, $60 million which is a shitload of money. Considering you and your wife are investing hundreds of millions of dollars and you're paying the bills, 3 actors just took home like $160 million each. No, man. $65 million each. No. No actors getting a piece of the roles. They're all going to try and get a piece of the roles. I mean, because the actors in Hollywood, they know all the agents are going to, all the what? All the agents are going to, all the actors are going to tell their agents are going to tell the actors, hey, look, do your very best to get a piece of the royalties, because that's where the real money is in Ivan's movie. The real money in Ivan's movie is the back end profits. It's not the front end. The front end deal is nice. The front end deal is a shitload of money, but the real money is the back end profits. Hence why what? All these actors are gonna try and get a piece of the back end profits. But I'm gonna be very strict. You're not getting a piece of the royalties, man. I'm gonna be very, very strict, man. Because no actor is worth. No actor. I don't care how big you are. You may be Dwayne Johnson. Yeah, I don't care how big you are. You Dwayne Johnson, Will Smith, Keanu Reeves, those big guys. You know what I'm saying? Brad Pitt, Johnny Depp. I don't care how big you are. Yeah, you may be big in Hollywood, but in my movie, you're no longer the main show. You're not God. These actors are big, but compared to me and my wife, they're fucking small. Because me and my wife are fucking God. We're fucking special, obviously. So even though these actors in Hollywood are very big, compared to me and my wife, they're very small. Because they're not God, and they're not from the sky, man. Me and my wife are that special. I'm so special that all these big actors, none of them are worth a piece of my royalties. Because they're not God, and they're when it comes to me and my wife's movies, they're very small, obviously. As the whole world doesn't buy their movies. Only a couple dozen people buy their movies, whereas a billion plus people are buying me and my wife's movies. The only reason why the whole world's buying me and my wife's movies is because of me and my wife. They're not buying the movies because of those actors. Those actors build a lot more buzz for the movie, which is good. Hence why if you pay them their millions, they're worth a lot of money. Hence why A-list actors are very important. Hence why I want a lot of A-list actors for my movies, because A-list actors, they build a lot of buzz for the movies, whereas no one cares about the biggest actors as much. If you see a guy who did a television show, a CW television show, no one will really care about that actor. Whereas if you see a well-known A-list actor, it builds a lot more buzz. Like for example, if you see someone like Will Smith, Keanu Reeves, Tom Hanks in my movie, that's gonna build a lot more buzz for them. Oh my god, it's an IVJ movie and Keanu Reeves is in that movie. It builds so much more buzz for the movie, obviously. And that's why these actors are worth their millions, but they're not worth taking a piece of the roles. Whereas no one really cares about the biggest actors and the rising stars, because they're not A-list actors, those guys. Hence why the biggest actors are not worth any more than $4 million, because they're not as big. Obviously, they're not as what 22 minutes. They're not as big, obviously. That's why I'm going to be very strict. I battle on talking about Swimming the Sharks because I'm letting you Hollywood actors know. You guys can see the future. You know I'm going to start Scotches with my wife. I'm just giving you guys a heads up. Once you get flown in my private, whoever's chosen for all my movies, once you get flown in my nice private jet and the document's filming you, and I'm saying you're excited, a limo driver takes you to my nice luxury office. I'm just letting your agents know in advance. You can bargain all you want to all you big A-list actors. You're not getting a piece of the roles. I'm gonna be very strict about that. Worst comes to worst, I can do a deal where I can do a deal where I don't know. You can pay them like I don't know the big A-list actors. You can pay them. You can pay them money for the posters if you want to. If you actually no, man. There's no need to do it like that. I'm already paying them more than enough. I'm not going to give them any deals. At the end of the day, the actors aren't worth the royalties for your posters. At the end of the day, you and your wife are the main show. But some of the actors might even try and get. Some of the actors are going to try and get a piece of the royalties for the movie, and some of them will even try and get a piece of the royalties for the posters. Hey man, we're your stars. You want a piece of the royalties for the posters? But look, man, you're not getting a piece of the royalties for any of the posters. You're not getting a piece of royalties for the movie, and you're not getting a piece of royalties for the posters. I thought of giving them, I don't know, I can easily pay them like, I don't know, like $1.5 million for the posters, like a flat $1.5 million for the poster sales. But they're not, well, these actors are not worth it, man. I'm already paying them their millions. I'm not going to give them any money for the posters, especially the movie sales. No fucking way. No actor's getting a piece of the royalties, obviously. The deal for my company is you get a flat salary, front end flat salary, and you get your perks, and you get your $250,000 royalty check for all the releases. That's my deal. The only piece of the pie you're getting is the re-releases. The releases, I'm willing to pay you a $250,000 royalty check, and I'm not paying you You're not getting a piece of the pie for the posters, and you're not getting a piece of the pie for the movies. As the agents are going to try and get a piece of the pie for the movie, as well as the posters, because they know the posters. Hey Ivan, like we're your stars, we're featured on your posters, we deserve a piece of that pie. I'm like, no, you don't, because you're not the main show. You're not getting a piece of the pie, man. You're not getting a piece of the pie. Obviously, as my wife, considering Amazon's taking 40% of the pie, I'm not giving you a piece of the pie, man. No fucking way, man. No fucking way. Amazon's already taken 40% of the profits. Sky just gets a flat 60, and plus we're the one. Me and my wife are the one investing all the money. Yeah, the amount of money you and my wife are making is an embarrassment of riches compared to how much we're paying these actors. Because we're God, of course we're gonna make way more money than these Hollywood actors. That was because even though I'm paying this actor $40 million, the amount of money that me and my wife is making, the amount of money he's making is like pocket change. It's like 1% of what we're making. Because me and my wife are gonna make like $4 billion out the movie and posters for Zanus. For organization movie, we're gonna make, I don't know, like $3 billion because it's a cheaper movie, and it's only one movie. It's cheap. It's cheaper. I'm not gonna be making as much profit. Obviously. Me and my wife are gonna make on average like $3 to like $4 billion for every movie, man. Zanus will make the most because Zanus, it's the most expensive movie. I'm selling for like $200. So Zanus me and my wife will make the most money off Zanus, obviously. Zanus will be most likely the movie will make the most money. Or not, I don't know, we'll see. But these Hollywood actors are going to try to even get a piece of the royalties for the posters too, for the poster sales. Hey, am I going to get a piece of the pie? They're going to try and get a piece of the royalties for the movie, which I'm not going to accept. Obviously, I'm going to say no. And if that doesn't work, they're going to try and get a piece of the royalties for the posters. Hey, are we going to get a piece of the royalties for the posters? I'm like, no, man, you're not getting a piece of the royalties for the posters because you're not worth it. You're not the main show. Yeah, you're featured on the posters, but at the end of the day, everyone's buying those posters because they want to see Ivan and VJ. Ivan and VJ are the main show. And you're not getting a piece of the pie for the posters either. Right? I could easily give them like, I don't know, $1.5 million. I can easily give three big actors $1.5 million for the posters, like a flat $1.5 million for the posters if I want to. But I mean, they're not worth it, man. The fact that I'm already paying you $38, $39, $40 million, it's a fucking good enough deal. I'm not gonna give you a piece of the royalties. I'm not gonna pay you a flat fee for a flat. I'm not gonna give you $1.5, $2 million for the posters when Amazon's already taking 4% of the pie. No fucking way, man. As the deal for my company is you get your flat salary, you get your perks, and you get your $250,000 royalty check for all the releases. That's my deal for my company. There's no such thing as getting a piece of the pie for the posters and the movies, as none of them are worth that. I'm drinking coffee and Coke, right? It's actually funny. 28 minutes here. And my wife will be even greedier than me. Because my wife is a Hollywood chick, my wife will be even greedier than me, man. She's going to be fucking greedy, man. She's going to be like, you're not getting a piece of my fucking royalties. I'm like, well, honey, relax, man. I'm saying. Victoria Justice will be even greedier than me, man. Victoria Justice, she's not going to let any of those actors get a piece of royalties. No fucking way. She's going to be greedier than me, man. Because she's a Hollywood chick. She grew up in Hollywood. She's never going to let any of these actors get a piece of royalties. Hey, you're not getting a piece of my fucking royalties, I'm saying. I'm going to be like, honey, relax. I'm saying, honey, VJ, relax. Whereas me, I'm a bit more generous. But even though I'm generous, I'm also greedy. I'm not going to let these guys take a piece. I'm not going to let these Hollywood actors take a piece of my royalties. No fucking way. You're not getting your royalty. You're not getting any piece of the poster profits, and you're not getting a piece of the movie profits. No way. All that money goes to me and my wife. Because me and my wife are the one investing the money, we're the one paying all the bills. We're paying you your fucking salary. We're accommodating you. We're feeding you. We're the one paying the fucking bills. Nobody's getting a piece of the fucking royalties. At the same time, I'm willing to give you a $2,000 gift card, which is fucking nice, man. A $2,000 gift card is a nice amount of money to blow, man. It's nice to have $2 million to blow, man. $2,000 to blow. $2,000 is even for a Hollywood celebrity, $2,000 is a nice fucking gift card to blow. Do a lot of good things with $2,000. You can go to the bar. You can use that. You can use your $2,000 for the bar. You can use your $2,000 gift card for dates. Every time you go on dates, you can use your $2,000 gift card to go on your dates with your family, your girlfriend, your wife. We do a lot of good things with $2,000. That's why SkySource will be the best. SkySource Entertainment will be the best brand in the entertainment industry. I'm gonna show my camera off here.